Was it all the unfeminine presidents and their busy wives? Or did Manhattan crumble the day Marilyn died? Oh, your life, dream a dream, somehow connected with a silver screen. How close as you realize, loving the life that is paradise, in a technicolor fade. I dream a parade, like some Bob House Sunday. Every dog must have his day. We're going on through.
I mean, I had a personal experience after one of the talks that I did with a man. He came up to me after that, and he told me he was an Iraqi man, and he said that he was from the area around Balad, and I was stationed in Balad, and I just couldn't help it. Just all of a sudden, I hugged the guy, and I said that I was sorry, that I was so sorry, and I ended up crying right there to this perfect stranger.
I'd like to thank the Radio and TV Correspondents Association for providing dinner tonight. And I'd like to thank Senator Webb for providing security.
Things that our unit did and things that the military did in Iraq. For example, when IEDs would go off and prove the explosive devices by the side of the road, the instructions were, or the practice was, to basically shoot up the landscape, anything that moved, and that kind of thing would happen a lot. It happened, yes.
Ah, those were the good old days. Sorry, the vice president couldn't be here.
My turning point was after I came home and watched like videotapes of me and how I was acting.
Hey, I have 664 days left in the White House. So technically, I'm a temporary guest worker. You know, I'm considering what's next. President Clinton, of course, wrote a very successful presidential memoirs with 10,000 pages or something.
Got pictures of Iraqi soldiers beating up civilians and, you know, that kind of stuff.
So you were filming as Iraqi soldiers were beating up civilians?
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't bother you?
You know, you get so into it. You're so submersed into it. That's your job. It's what you're here for. You know, so you just do your thing.
But your job wasn't to go and beat up Iraqi civilians. Your job was to bring democracy,
right?
Wasn't it?
I mean that is the job, and I wasn't beaten up, and neither was any of the soldiers I was with doing anything. But yeah, I filmed it. I mean, what am I gonna do? It's their police station. It's not my business.
And they were laughing and joking as they did it.
Oh yeah.
And you were laughing.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
My name's Grant Collins. I'm a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War.
I'm thinking of something really fun and creative for mine. You know, maybe a pop-up book.
I had an attachment of SMAWs, which are rockets.
Consider a number of titles.
A two-man team of rockets, and you can use these rockets to blow holes.
Which do you like?
Make another doorway, if you will, in the side of a building to...
How W got his groove back?
I gave the order for them to use the missiles on the building.
Who moved my presidency?
So we hit it. And then we stormed into the building.
Or Tuesdays with Cheney.
and there was 2 14, well, looked about a 14-year-old kid, a 6-year-old kid, and a young, maybe this could have been her husband, I couldn't tell because he was so messed up, and a woman that was bleeding, but not severely, and all she was screaming, "Why, Laish, Laish," and I broke down. I leaned up against the wall, and as my rest of my Marines cleared through the building, and I sat there with the corpsman trying to do something about it. But I started to cry.
I'm glad to see everybody here is enjoying themselves. Don't think I haven't noticed all the drinking that's been going on. In my State of the Union address, I said we needed to increase the use of ethanol.
I started to cry. And the woman, seeing my reaction, came up to me and put her hand on my cheek and said, "Inshallah," which is God's will. Because these people over there, it doesn't matter what bad things happen to them, that they can accept it right away as God's will because they're deeply religious. But no, it wasn't God's will. It was my fucking order. I gave the order to fire those rockets into that building, and I killed her family.
Well, where should I start? A year ago, my approval rating was in the 30s. My nominee for the Supreme Court had just withdrawn, and my vice president had shot someone.
And that's when I knew that I was put in a situation where I had to do that. I thought I had to do that to keep myself and my Marines alive, thinking that, well, that was the best thing I could do at the time. Well, I have to live with that decision. The 26th of August, I lost another friend. He was on his 3rd tour, and the thing is that it's making me really upset is now I'm starting to, their names are all blended together now. And she asked what his name was, and I gave her a name, a wrong first name and a wrong last name. And and then I had a dream after all this, and I saw him in my dream, and he, in his typical joking attitude, said that I was fresh out of friends, that I needed to make some new ones. He's joking around like he used to always say stupid shit like that. And anyway, it's my duty now. It is my duty to stand up and speak, and I will do this until this war is over.
So sorry, and I ended up crying right there to this perfect stranger, and he told me it was okay. You know, he told me it was okay, and that was redemption. That was redemption, and it was beautiful. And that's why we come here and do this.